momento. Okay, I'll begin with the beginning. As many of you know, I've talked about my antiquated 1994 Ford Econoline van that I want the exhaust manifold gasket and the tailpipe to be clenched together and not rumble. I've been to five different parts stores to get the correct gasket for it. None of them seem to know what it is, so I bought that. That is for making gaskets. So my son Benjamin, I just cut out some little patterns for him to look at to see if they fit. We're going to have to make our own gaskets for it and hopefully get that done and have the truck back on the road in a couple of days. It's aggravating, and the only really qualified mechanic down here that I could take it to, it would be weeks before he could get to it for a simple thing. And the knocking you hear are pecans still falling out of the pecan tree. We had high winds and everything. You think they'd all be on the ground by now, but no, there's still some up there. Spoke with my best friend Jerry a little bit ago. He's trying to get one of the lodges sold. That's his business, but he and I had a discussion. A lot, you know, it's like you got to have a lawyer for anything these days. There's nothing simple anymore. I had to put my monster computer back on the desk, and I hadn't turned it on 2 minutes, and somebody's trying to break into it. Let me explain what that is. It happens to everyone, not just me, but it's a little bit more intense on me due to my background, and it gets tiresome. My wife jokingly said last night, well, you'd miss it if they weren't trying to bother you. No, I wouldn't. I promise you. I've got the air conditioner going. It's 82 degrees outside. So I'm in here sipping fresh water and talking to you guys. Here's the deal. Let me look on this phone real quick. Yeah, I'm going to put it on a charger. I hadn't intended to, but either something to do with my physical makeup, or they just don't make good phone batteries. But it's like I'm constantly charging these phones. Well, that ought to do it. Linda's in the house. I had breakfast this morning at my favorite restaurant. Then I brought her biscuits and gravy back. Oh, and we're just doing what we can do. I mean, it's all anybody can do, is just keep on keeping on. I went down to Ardmore, came back. I've got my son's his Suburban today, and I'll have to go get him from work. Be nice having that van to where I can drive it again. It drives okay, it's just loud. I had one guy at a parts store say, well, it uses one of those cone-shaped gaskets, sold me the wrong ones. Had another guy tell me, well, it doesn't use gaskets from the factory, which is not correct. Another guy sold me a set of flat gaskets that are, I'll be taking back, they're the wrong size. And so we're going to make what we need. Got 10 snips. We'll just do it and see what happens. Now, I'm going to try on these videos to be uplifting and not whine and complain like the old man that I am. But I want to tell you a story that happened a couple of days ago. Had to take my son Benjamin to a doctor's appointment in Ada, Oklahoma. Let me get a sip. And I got over there, and I was wanting to look at cameras that they had over there. This one I'm using is a little handy cam from Sony. I love it. It's easy, simple. And I've got more expensive ones, but I'm going to try to help him set up his own YouTube setup, because he's got more talent than I do, and he just has to make his mind up if he wants to do it or not. But I was at Walmart in Ada, Oklahoma, ADA, Oklahoma, and went in there, and I was having a 2 walking cane day that day, and I'm having one today too. My legs are in bad shape, folks. I mean, just to be blunt about it, I've had a lot of trauma to them. But and I'm overweight, but I am working on that a little bit. I have lost some. But anyway, I'm in there and I'm on one of their electric carts, which are deplorable in that Walmart store. They're junk. This thing would do like 1 mile an hour, I guess. Not that I want to go speeding all over the place, but I like to be able to move at least at walking speed. But I'm in there, and I go in the back, and I look at cameras, and then I had to go to the restroom, and number one. So I pull around, I go into the restroom, and I come back. When I went into the men's room, the ladies' room's across from it, and there was a lady probably in her 90s sitting on an electric cart. She's just sitting there. So I waited, and suddenly this young woman comes out, little chubby, probably in her 20s, piercings all over the place. I mean, ears, lips, eyelids, nose, septum, tattoos all over the place. I mean, really tattooed up. And had a mohawk haircut with purple, pink, and green in that order along the mohawk that was starched and standing up. And she came out and she said, "It's clean and it's private, so it's ready for you." And she helped the elderly woman up and helped her in there, and then she came back out and was waiting. And I looked at her and I said, "That is really nice you doing that for your grandmother." And she looked at me and said, "I've never seen this woman before today." And I said, "Oh." And the girl then tells me she looked like she needed some help, so I decided to help her. And I told her, I said, "You know, God bless you. That is a kind thing to do." And she looked at me, what I had my blind man glasses on, these actually, and she looked me right in the sunglasses and said, "God blesses me every day, and I know that Jesus loves me." It brought a little bit of a tear to my eyes. And I told her, "Thank you for having that attitude." And we chatted a little bit more, and then she went in to check on the elderly lady, helped her back on the go-kart, and they took off. But you know, you never can really judge a book by its cover. That's the main thing I got from that. And I'm real bad about judging people by their appearance, but part of it is decades of training, and many of you on this channel do not know that I'm actually a profiler, or I was. I'm also an investigator, and I judge people by their appearance, their actions, and what comes out of their mouth, and I shouldn't. But these days, you really need to. Things are getting more and more violent, but I've also found little oases of kindness out there, and I really appreciate that greatly. I will be putting this video on both channels, I hope. I'm going to try to. Let's put it that way. And I want to emphasize something before I sign off today, and that something is you can never go wrong by being kind. And if you don't have a personal relationship with God, I admonish you to get one. If you do not believe in God, all I can say is I pray for you and I love you anyway. Now I got to get off of here, get this uploaded, and take care of stuff. I do love all of you. I really do, and I want all of you to have a fabulous day today. Bye.